Good morning, you guys. Today is the 25th of April. What's that? Thursday morning now. It's just after 6:30 in the morning. We are on our way into Scotty's area, Stockton, California. Time to make a delivery of a load that was picked up on Monday. So it was actually the same load that you saw me attempt but failed to pick up on my Saturday vlog. That was Bama Cold Storage in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Man, I got a story to tell you about that one. So, I ended up figuring out what happened with that. Why did I get dispatched onto a load that I couldn't make on I couldn't get to on time? I couldn't possibly arrive on time for. Well, I mean, I had a chance of being close, but even then, still, I had to make a fuel stop on the way up there, so that didn't help. And then, and all of a sudden, the load assignment came in, or they sent me the pre-plan at 1:35 in the afternoon for a 3:30 pickup in Tulsa when I was sitting parked and empty in Oklahoma City, just over 100 miles away. And at that distance, it's at least an hour and a half drive. Maybe I actually plan on a little bit longer, but like an hour 45-ish, somewhere on that ballpark. Now, I didn't see the pre-plan until 1:50, 1:55, somewhere in that ballpark. Then I had to run inside to go use the restroom, and then I got rolling. Because most of the time I get a pre-plan, it's not like 11th hour crap like that where where it's really that critical that I get moving. And dude, there's a truck trying to get on the road. What are you doing? I'm backed off like this because I know the truck's getting on. See what I mean? There's such a hurry to get over here and pass all these other cars, but had no freaking clue that the truck was getting on because you're not paying attention. Anyway, we're in the Ripon area right now, or almost to Ripon. Alright, so I get over that shipper. You guys might have seen on that video that I ended up getting denied and had to reschedule for Monday. So Sunday comes around. I ended up going back to the terminal in Sepulpa, and Sunday morning I went over to the office to talk to the planner and dispatcher about that, because especially they were asking me if I ever got the load picked up. I'm like, I sent a message yesterday saying that they turned me away because I showed up late. And but yeah, I go over there and talk to them in person about it, and then I find out the most ridiculous thing happened. Now, it's not the planner's fault. Now, what happened there was another driver was sitting there empty at the yard for 12 hours, no less. He tried to give this guy the load first. What's this guy do? He goes, oh, I gotta do laundry. I can't pick the load up. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? The load was supposed to be picked up on the 20th of April. That was Saturday. And it was supposed to be due here yesterday morning at, I think, 10:30. They had an abundance of time. It's not even an 1,800-mile trip from the shipper to here. You can do that in 3 shifts. Shit. Come on. Better get your pony moving. Because I'm not going to hit my brakes too hard for your ass. I was kind of a sitting duck situation there, so I had to do something. But usually there's a lot of space in front of me. I'm not even going to slow down. You either find your gas pedal or you find your brake pedal. That's not my problem. Alright, anyway, though. Yeah, this guy said he had laundry to do and couldn't pick the load up, but in less than 1,800-mile trip, you can do that in 3 shifts. You know, I normally run 660 or so mile shift, somewhere in a ballpark on an average shift. You know, you can't run as fast in California. Sorry, dude. And as it was, you know, so there was some more drama with this load too. Because that's how I got the load thrown at me, is because this guy decided that doing his laundry after he'd already been off duty for 12 hours was more important than going to pick a load up that's 25 miles away, and you have to go right back past the terminal on the way to your customer. And on top of that, it had an abundance of time. Had that guy gotten rolling with the load right away, he could have been here on the 22nd and easily been in position to do a 34-hour reset right before delivery, and make delivery off with a fresh 70-hour clock. Guess who's gonna lose this one, dudes? I'm not hitting my fucking brake pedals for your ass. You guys stay off each other's asses, you won't have that problem. And I can't move over when I have a street van right next to me either, asshole. I just love dealing with on-ramp traffic. Actually, I hate it. Alright, so, yeah, and as it was, I picked this load up on Monday, and they ended up giving me like a 12-hour pickup window, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. And I get there about 10:30 in the morning, and I get checked in, and then I'm waiting for several hours before I even get into a dock door. And then they give me a dock door assignment, and I'm in it for probably at least a few hours, which is on the slow side for pickup. Normally I usually expect pickups to only take about an hour and a half or so, on average. So when deliveries, it's not unusual for them to take like 3 hours when you're in reefer freight, but on the pickup side, no. If it's taking 3 hours to pick up a load, that's definitely slow. So anyway, I finally get docked in and spend that much time in the door. I end up in that door, I'm sitting there waiting either for a door or in the door for 10 hours before I finally got loaded and rolling. And, it was like 8:45 p.m. or something like that. I think it was when I was finally rolling out of their lot. Like ridiculous. They had a full 10-hour break after a little pissant 25-mile trip from the terminal to there. And then while I'm sitting there waiting, one of the dispatchers asked me for a favor if I could help get basically another driver to a recovery truck in Clinton, Oklahoma. The driver was sitting there at the terminal in Sapulpa. And I go, yeah, it's not a problem. I got to go right past the terminal anyway. So it's really not even out of my way to go pick him up. It's just a short little break there and go pick him up. And he didn't even bring any equipment either. It was just his whole plan was literally to just go down the street. Go down to Clinton, pick the other truck up, and then bring it right back to Sapulpa. I think he was a company driver. He's also from California. His truck was in the shop for a mill light problem. Now, a mill light is very much like a check engine light, but without the check word on it or the engine icon on it, whatever. He had a mill light issue, and I guess the douchebag mechanic at our yard, I'm going to call him that because this is fucking laziness, and I'm going to tell you, I used to be a mechanic myself, and I'm going to tell you this is laziness. Whoever the mechanic was decided that he was just going to clear the code and see if it went away. I was like, that code didn't come on for no good reason in the first place. Figure it out. Do a little bit of troubleshooting. Shoot some wires on sensors or whatever that are related to whatever it is, and figure it out. If there's something legit there. So this guy clears the code, and the driver ends up trying to drive it again, and immediately the mill light came back on. So it makes you think that the mechanic probably didn't even do a test drive of the truck before greening it back up for the driver. I was like, what the hell are you thinking, dude? You don't do that kind of stuff. When I first got my Peterbilt, my first day at JCT, they had a mill light on as well. And yeah, I ended up, yeah, I had to take it, and they did the same thing. They just basically lazily cleared the code, and then all I did was go to the motel to go pick my stuff up from there and then come back, and by then the light had already come back on. So I had to tell them, hey, this thing came back on, I want it fixed. So, not cool. But anyway, yeah, so I picked the other guy up. Clinton, Oklahoma is on I-40, about an hour, actually a little bit more than an hour drive. Well, yeah, let's say just about an hour drive from the west end of Oklahoma City. I was going to go right past there anyway. I wasn't really planning to stop myself, but it was right there. It's a little small shithole Love's truck stop there in there, Exit 71. Ended up dropping him off there. I guess the driver who left the truck there had some kind of medical issue that disqualified him from driving, I guess for a period of time. You know, didn't disqualify his CDL, but he put him out of commission for too long for JCT to want or her spot to want to let the truck sit there not being used, and not to mention it's hogging up a parking spot at a truck stop, and it's a small truck stop on top of that. Maybe 20 spots in it, or all, you know, at most. So, yeah, like, get that thing out of there. So, yeah, I dropped that guy off and then got rolling. Now, that first shift, because I started at a new shift right there at the shipper, I ran 710 miles that shift to Dancing Eagle Travel Plaza in Casablanca, New Mexico. Now, I won't normally run 700 plus on a shift. Even though I can, I usually won't. I usually have to have some kind of ulterior motive involved to motivate me to do it. You know, 650, 660, it's, you know, it's about an hour less, roughly an hour less of driving than a 700 mile shift's going to require. Maybe a little bit less or more, depending on how far over 700. But I had the ideal that, hey, if I can get to Dancing Eagle, I can get to my house on the next shift. It's about a 660 mile trip from Dancing Eagle to my house. And then it was only 367 miles from my house to the customer here. So a relatively shorter trip, although no, this shift's been kind of a nightmare. Because yesterday, well that previous leg over to my house actually went fairly well, I would say, overall. Come on, dude. I'm going to get trapped here. See, here we go again. No, you're taking too long to get up to speed. I'm not waiting on your ass. Your ass is going to drop behind me. My right away anyway. Alright, so I ended up meeting up with my buddy Daniel. This guy's looking at his phone. He got his phone in his hand, texting and driving while he's driving right past me like an idiot. Anyway, yeah, I met up with my buddy Daniel. Was on his way to Colton with a Sam's Club load, and he was only about a half-hour drive ahead of me after I made my, because I stopped for reefer fuel in Yucca, Arizona, and he was already just a little bit into California at that time. So I told him I was going to need to stop for a 30-minute break, probably no later than the time I get to the rest area over there by Fenner and Essex, California, the 107 mile marker. And so we ended up meeting up on the, off the Water Road exit. That's a notorious CHP campground there, by the way. If you're ever in that area of I-40 in Cali, there's always CHP somewhere near Water Road. Always. Anyway, yeah, I caught up with him. I did my 30-minute break. We both took like really short naps, whatever, and then we caravan together from there out to Barstow. ended up, he wanted to get reefer fuel, and then we just happened to be getting into Barstow around the same time. My wife had just finished dropping the kids off at school, and because they go to school in Barstow, and she teaches in Barstow, even though we live in Victorville. So we met up with her in, at Del Taco, over there, close to the Flying J truck stop. And while we're sitting there talking on the radio, and there's another guy who was apparently another JCT/Herspach driver who heard us and had his radio on, and he starts chit-chatting with us too, and I start realizing, there's a JCT actually parked in Del Taco parking lot while I was still going across the, when I was still on the overpass going over the top of I-15, I saw, and then he said, oh yeah, that's me. I'm like, oh, okay. So, and it turned out he was also a military vet. It was kind of funny because me, Daniel, and the other guy named Michael, all three of us were vets, and all three of us were in different branches. Michael is actually retired Marine Corps. He's medically retired. Daniel is Army vet, and then I'm an Air Force vet. So, we had a little bit of good discussion in there with, between the four of us, and my wife and all three of us there, while we're eating breakfast. And then I got rolling back over to my house. Well, on my way back to, when I get back to my house, I usually park over there by Americold in Victorville. It's about a mile away from my home, and I can walk there. In fact, I decided, I'm going to go ahead and just take what's on me except for my phone and jog home. And then I was going to get my car and come back and get my clothes and computers and stuff like that. Arch Road's coming up a mile away. That's where we're going to be exiting at. Glad I'm paying attention, because I've kind of been not really paying any attention to what exits I'm near lately. Anyway, I ended up, right when I was going across Ottawa Street, which was, it's the crossroad that's just on the north end of where Americold is at. I'm parked right next to the Coca-Cola facility. It's right across this cul-de-sac from Americold. And I get a whiff of something dead. I knew it was something dead. It kind of smelled like maybe a dead rodent or a critter of some sort. I figured that, I was probably going to find a cottontail or a squirrel, maybe even a rat or a coyote pup or something, because I know once in a while I do see coyotes over there. But I was like, I'm looking for it, just because I'm curious, like, what the hell am I smelling? And there's trash there from homeless people, and I was almost inclined to think maybe it's just trash. I was almost ready to just take off because I couldn't find any where I was smelling it from. And there's one little specific spot where it was particularly noticeable, and that's why it caught my attention. And then the original spot I go about about 50 feet away from, in the direction of my house. And I realize I see this trash bag sitting over there about 5-10 feet away from the road there. And evidently it was the cause of the odor, because one, I could see some kind of brownish fluid leaking into the dirt on the downhill side of that bag. And on top of that, there were a bunch of flies and maggots and stuff in the area. I'm like, oh yeah, whatever this is definitely it. So now I was getting concerned, tell me I'm not going to find a human in this thing. I really hope not. Now, long story, it's on my, the story really is on my TikTok. So go ahead and check out my TikTok channel if you want the more detail on that. But I'll just say, long story short on it is, it turned out it was actually a small dog. Not a puppy, but I don't know if it was an adult. It could have been an adolescent pup. But, it looked to be, if I had to guess, in the 15, 25 pound range. Now, how do I know this? Because now I first tried to open the bag up to see what was in it, but it turned out there was another bag in there that, and it was kind of slimy and stuff. I didn't want to put my fingers on it, and I didn't have anything to cut it open with. And on top of that, now it's like, well, what the hell's in here? Because it looks like it's too big to be, like a puppy or whatever. And why would, even regardless, why would someone bag a dog or any kind of animal into 2 trash bags like that and dump it on the side of the road like that? It seemed really suspicious. Because I'm thinking, like me, I would just, if it was my pet, I don't know, probably bury it in the backyard. Or if not there, maybe take it to a vet or pet crematory or whatever and get it cremated. I have one of my old dogs that I had cremated. Okay, we're going to make a left turn on the White Court. It's less than half a mile down the road. I see a reefer truck up ahead. I think it's turning onto that street as well. Now, we're just a tad early. We got a 0730 appointment time. This customer does not want you to check in until within 30 minutes of your delivery time. Yeah, this light right here should be Fight Court. There should be street parking available, limited, but it is there. And this guy's mud flap has seen better days. Looks like it's time for him to change it or re-hang it. They can reinforce it and hang it again. Alright, so anyway, yeah, like who the hell would just kind of dump a dog out and a double bag like that? And I was just really suspicious about it. So I called I didn't know what was even in there. It could have been like a child or something I was concerned about. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to park up here first. Because, like I said, I'm just a little too early. I'm going to go ahead and hit my 4-ways. That way this car behind me knows that I'm going to stop. Shanna Brothers out of Selma. Alright, so finishing that story though. Yeah, the cops ended up showing up, and it turned out it was that dog about, I can say about 15, 25 pound range, somewhere in that ballpark if I had to guess. I didn't see all of it. I just saw enough where it was, looked like it was brown, and some, I don't know if I'd call it brindle, but yeah, kind of a brown color. I don't know what breed it was or how old it was or anything. But yeah, they took down all my info, and then I went back to my house from there. And later on, when I went to go get my stuff out of my truck, back from my truck with my car, I saw the animal control guy over there picking it up. Well, not actually picking it up, but he was there where I found it. All right. Anyway, when we get checked in here, there'll be a few minutes here, only a few minutes, and then I'm gonna go check in. Alrighty guys, we're ready to check in. I'm gonna go ahead and that's only been a few minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and go a little faster. I don't really care if I get thrown in drive mode. Alright, so Google says that last time I was here was 6 years ago, but I highly doubt that. I swear that I was just at this place within the last year. And I think it was one of these same Bama cold storage loads too, so I am certain that I've been here more recently than that. I'll check my records maybe when I'm in the dock door. Alrighty guys, we're checked in. I'm going to be docking in to door 9. Now, their house rules here are slide your tandems back and don't break your seal. Just open your, don't open your doors or anything like that. Just park about 5 feet away from the dock door, and then the unloader will come out and break the seal when he's ready to start unloading you. Okay, yeah, we're gonna come over here, make a left turn. Now, there's a staging area over here. If you don't get a dock door right away, they'll send you over here to the staging area. But since I got a door right away, we're gonna go straight there. Door 9, and then door, I think it's 4. It's where you're gonna check in at. Alright, let's see where... Okay, looks like door 9 is gonna be over by where this Hirschbach driver's at. But because this asshole's parked sideways like that, I can't, I'm not gonna be able to dock in until he moves his truck. Unless I do a offset blindside. Yeah, because I'm right next to this the Hirschbach driver, so. I know you're not going to stop your truck right there. Yeah, we'll go ahead and do offset because this guy's truck's in my way anyway. I'm pointing right at another trailer though, so let's try to get it cocked over there as quickly as I can. Yeah, we're good. Oh, hang on. I'm gonna wait on Hirschbach to finish docking in because I don't know what he's gonna do with his tractor, and there's the unloader's back there behind my trailer as well. Alright guys, we're going to get checked in here. I'll just bump the dock offline, I guess, and have some more for you when we're on our way out of here, okay? Current time is 7:11. 7:30 appointment time, as I mentioned. Oh, I never even recorded that part. Alright. Yeah, I meant to have the satellite view for you guys on the coming over here into the dock area, but forgot to record. Alrighty guys, we are done unloading here. Yeah, I wasn't even in the dock door for 2 hours. I actually sat here for about 15 minutes waiting for wait until I got 2 hours in here so I could actually get some clock back, or even a little bit. Maybe I still had a little over an hour to go, an hour to work with on my 14 anyway, but yeah, by waiting an extra 15 minutes, now I got 3:14 to work with. Hoping I'm not going to really need to use it anyway, because it's been a bit of a hell trip. Yeah, I told you about all the fiasco there with getting I'm going to run over that curb, I think. Nope, just barely missed it. I did, yeah, with the pickup getting all screwed up by the other driver. Then I get home yesterday and had that issue with finding that dead dog and dealing with that, and then get home and then find out our fridge isn't working, doesn't work. So, and we had a whole bunch of like perishable food in both the fridge and freezer that I had to ended up having to toss, and oh, it was nasty. Oh God. Then add on to that, I finally get a chance to get, I was going to try to get some sleep, but I also had to find out when they were going to reschedule this delivery for. I need to slide my tandems. Alright, I'll get over here real quick and I'll slide them. I can't run with them all the way back. Definitely not here in California. I should have slid them while I was back there. It just slipped my mind. Damn it. Alright, good. I hope I didn't do too much curb check damage there, but yeah, I didn't do any, didn't pop any tires, so that's good. Alright. Let's get this taken care of and we'll tell you what's going on next. Alright guys, let's get out of here now. Okay, so at the moment I do not have a pre-plan, so I don't know what I'm doing next. So meanwhile, I'm going to just go ahead and head down to Ripon, whatever you want to call it. Those are, well, nearby truck stops. There are 2 of them there in Ripon, but I'm going to get my trailer washed out first. There's a place there called Gill Truck Repair and Wash, whatever. I want to say that's the one that we have a washout account with. I've gotten washouts at the place that's right next to the Loves over there, but I don't think that's Gill. I think it's a different one. And we never had an account with them before. So I'll find out on that. I think it's Gill Express. Not Gill Express. That's the trucking company. Gill Truck Tire and Repair, whatever, and Wash, whatever they call it. That's where my pin is going to there. It's down the street from the Loves. But I think it's down the street, not next to it. So that's where we're going to next. I won't keep you on here for that long. I'll just kind of recap on this though. So yeah, yesterday I didn't get much sleep. I had to sit there and monitor my hub app, my load info, to see if they were going to when they were going to reschedule for, so I'd know how much sleep I could even try to get. And when I saw they scheduled it for 7:30 this morning, and I was going to have to run overnight, but I didn't get a lot of quality sleep there because one, waiting for that, and then fixing the fridge issue, or we're dealing with the fridge, whatever, and whatever else. Then I finally get to sleep, and not even 20 minutes in, I get a phone call from my wife and wakes me up. I never did get back to sleep. And I get rolling. I stop for naps like 3 times, like, just kind of short naps, like a half hour to an hour at a time on the way up here from the house. Over in Edison, another one in Delano area, and another one at the Loves in Madeira. And before I finally got all the way up here, and it was a nightmare trip trying to get up here with and stay awake, because I don't do the I don't drink coffee, and caffeine doesn't do anything for me anyway. Or neither do energy drinks and stuff, and I don't believe in doing that kind of stuff. If I believe more in if you're tired and you need rest, and get it. So I did what I could to keep the load on time, but also get what rest I could. Thankfully made it here. Not a fun time. And then I'm in the doctor here, dozing off. And then next thing you know, my son is calling me, waking me up as well. So, needless to say, I can't blame anybody else. It was just at times where I could not have my phone in do not disturb mode like I normally would. And people not knowing what my schedule's like or what I'm trying to do, and it's just aggravating. So not a good day for me. Not the least bit happy. So all I can say is I'm not really gonna have enough clock today to do much of anything useful anyway. So I'm gonna make a bet on that I probably won't reload until tomorrow, and even then I got home time coming up for the 2nd. So I'm not going to be able to get very far regardless. So don't know what's going on next. It could be something going back to the drop yard, or it could be or something I might have to swap off of or something. I don't know. Actually, I got to even find out if my home time request even made it through when they switched over from the JCT system to the Hirschbach system. Because I put the request in while we were still on the JCT system. So, find out on that, I guess. I can either, I'll probably hang out at one of the truck stops there in Ripon, or if you guys are in the area and you need a place to park, also Lathrop or French Camp area, over right off of I-5 side though. There is there's a was it a Pilot or Flying J, whatever. Yeah, what is with this truck here? That net's doing so much good. There's stuff still coming out from those cars that are running. Get by them as quickly as I can, I guess. So yeah, that's where your options are. French Camp is right over there just on the northeast side of Manteca. I guess I would say you can see Manteca on my map there. So that's what's up. I don't know. I guess I'll have another vlog for you whenever I'm picking up whatever I'm picking up next. I imagine it's somewhere. It'll be somewhere here in the Central Valley, or I don't know, maybe even Salinas or something. But I can't go very far because that home time coming up. So, all right, y'all have a good day. Thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll be better rested and all that on my next load and vlog. Right? Y'all have a good day. I'll see you then.